All right, let's go. So, we're going to be talking a little bit about AI and what that has to do with some proteins. But before we get to that, I wanted to uh, I wanted to ask a question. If we were to task an AI with a question to get the house ready for guests, AI could go about it in a lot of ways. If we ask ChatGPT would probably suggest a list of things to do, probably. It may also suggest what guests like. But while ChatGPT uses a kind of AI which is called a large language learning model, the model that I'm going to be talking about today is what we call an attention network. So an attention network is when we task an AI by asking it to solve a larger problem by allowing it to first break down much smaller problems. So if we were to ask the AI to get the house ready for guests, what would we probably say? The AI would probably break that problem down to multiple smaller problems. So cook a meal, clean the house, lay out activities, all things that, we would do that the AI would suggest. And that because those are smaller little problems that we have to deal with to ultimately get ready for the bigger problem, which is getting the house ready for guests. Now back to the subject. What I'm going to be talking about is this AI program that is called DeepMind AlphaFold. Now, what is DeepMind AlphaFold? DeepMind AlphaFold deals with proteins. Proteins are very complex natural structures that are made with multiple stages of structure. On the screen, you can see what is a primary structure of a protein, which is the lowest level of structural segmentation you could have in a protein. Primary structure consists of amino acids linked together in a polypeptide chain, and those amino acids are usually linked together in the three segments as per se to code for it, and we call those codons. Now, we take primary structures and then we bend the primary structures into alpha helixes and beta sheets by forming hydrogen bonds that we can form off of those amino acids because the amino acids have places where hydrogen bonds can attach to. And then we bond that again into tertiary structures and then quaternary structures and make these super large proteins. Now, proteins are a natural phenomenon. Proteins just miraculously bend and fold into a natural structure that works. But for many years, scientists have been trying to make up algorithms to predict how proteins can form off of knowing what a primary structure looks like. Now, they can obviously go off of that and look at which has hydrogen bonds and make a prediction, but oftentimes nature is more complex than what it just sounds like. And with that, DeepMind AlphaFold is a AI solution to solve that problem. Now, for many years, scientists have relied on something called CASP scores to determine and kind of benchmark the level of quality that AI programs, not even AI programs, any program that has sought to make and fold proteins algorithmically in a computer, they've used this thing called CASP to determine what AI can do to predict, or not AI can predict, any program can predict to make protein structures. And for many years, out of 100 points possible, most programs that are just any old program that was to fold and determine the structural shape of a protein was getting around 40%. And then DeepMind AlphaFold came to be, and that got 90%. The only difference is that DeepMind AlphaFold is a very much AI-driven program. So we have to ask ourselves, how does DeepMind AlphaFold be much better, almost more than double the performance of previous programs? And that's due to attention networks. Attention networks in a protein context would be the AI is tackling smaller problems like it looks at the primary structure of the protein and then decides on, okay, so if this is this, then and we need to enable in building a protein. It goes on a build the protein approach, and it goes on trying to solve smaller problems. And ultimately speaking, protein is very much a jigsaw puzzle. You find smaller sections to work on to ultimately build a much larger structure. So that's all I could really push out in 5 minutes. But to put it simply, I really hope you understood the implications of DeepMind AlphaFold in how well it can predict protein structures. And with that, I say thank you.